So Long a Letter by Mariama Ba, Chapter 3. On the third day, the same comings and going of friends, relatives, the poor, the unknown, the name of the disease, who was popular, has mobilized a buzzing crowd, welcomed in my house that has been stripped of all that could be stolen, all that could be spoiled. Mats of all sorts are spread out everywhere there is space. Metal chairs, hired for the occasion, take on a blue hue in the sun. Comforting words from the Quran fill the air. Divine words, divine instructions, impressive promises of punishment or joy, exhortation to virtues, warnings against evil, exhortation of humility, of faith. Shivers run through me, my tears flow, and my voice joins weakly in the fervent Amen, which inspires the crowd's ardor at the end of each verse. The smell of lac, cooling in the calabashes, pervades the air. Exciting. Also passed around are large bowls of red or white rice, cooked here or in neighboring houses. Iced fruit juices, water and curd are served in plastic cups. The men's group eat in silence. Perhaps they remember the stiff body, tied up and lowered by their hands into a gaping hole, quickly covered up again. In the woman's corner, nothing but noise, resonant laughter, loud talks, hand claps, strident exclamations. Friends who have not seen each other over a long time hug each other noisily. Some discuss the latest material on the market. Others indicate where they got their woven wrappers from. The latest bits of gossip are exchanged. They laugh heartily and roll their eyes and admire the next person's boo-boo. Her original way of using henna to blacken hands and feet by drawing geometrical figures on them. From time to time, an exasperated manly voice rings out a warning, recalls the purpose of the gathering, a ceremony for the redemption of a soul. The voice is quickly forgotten, and the brouhaha begins all over again, increasing in volume. In the evening comes the most disconcerting part of the Thursday ceremony. More people, more jostling in order to hear and see better. Groups are formed according to relationships, according to blood ties, areas, corporations. Each group displays its own contribution to the cost. In former times, this contribution was made in kind. Millet, livestock, rice, flour, oil, sugar, milk. Today, it is made conspicuously in banknotes, and no one wants to give less than the other. A disturbing display of inner feeling that cannot be evaluated, now measured in francs. And again, I think how many of the dead will have survived if before organizing such festive funeral ceremonies, the relative or friend had bought a life-saving prescription or paid for hospitalization. The takings are carefully recorded. It is a debt to be repaid in similar circumstances. Modest relatives open an excise book. Lady mother-in-law, Modus, and her daughter have a notebook. Fatimi, my younger sister, carefully records my takings in a notepad. As I come from a large family in this town, with acquaintances at all levels of society, as I am a school teacher, on friendly terms with the people's parents, and as I have been Modus' companion for 30 years, I receive the greatest share of money and many envelopes. The regard shown me raises me in the eyes of the others, and it is Lady Mother-in-law's turn to be annoyed. Newly admitted into the city's bourgeoisie by her daughter's marriage, she too reaps banknotes. As for her silent, haggard child, she remains a stranger in these circles. The sudden calls from her sister-in-laws bring her out of her stupor. They reappear after their deliberation. They have contributed a lifetime of 200,000 francs to dressers. Yesterday, they offered us some excellent yakri to quench our thirst. The Fall family's Griers is proud of her role as go-between, a role handed from mother to daughter. 100,000 francs from the father's side, 100,000 francs from the mother's side. She counts the notes, blue and pink, one by one, shows them round and concludes, I have much to say about you Falls, grandchildren of Damel Madiodio, who have inherited royal blood. But one of you is no more. Today is not a happy day. I weep with you for Modo, whom I used to call bag of rice, for he will frequently give me a sack of rice. Therefore, accept this money, you worthy widows of a worthy man. The share of each widow must be doubled, as must the gift of Modo's grandchildren, represented by the offsprings of all his male and female cousins. Thus, our family in-law take away with them a wad of notes, painstakingly topped, and leave us utterly destitute. We will need material support. Afterwards comes a procession of old relatives, old acquaintances, griots, goldsmiths, liobes with their honeyed language, the goodbyes, following one after the other, at an infernal rate are irritating because they are neither simple nor free. They require, depending on the person leaving, sometimes a coin, sometimes a banknote. Gradually, the house empties. The smell of stale sweat and food blend as trails in the air, unpleasant and nauseating. Cola nuts spat out here and there have left red stains. My towels, kept with such painstaking care, are blackened. Oil stains on the walls, balls of crumpled paper. What a balance sheet for a day. My horizon lightened. I see an old woman. Who is she? Where is she from? Bent over, the ends of her boo-boo tied behind her, she empties into a plastic bag the leftovers of red rice. Her smiling face tells of the pleasant day she has just had. She wants to take back proof of this to her family, living perhaps in Wakam, Tiaroe, or Pekine. Standing upright, her eyes meeting my disapproving look, she mutters between teeth, reddened by cola nuts. Lady, death is just as beautiful as life has been. Alas, it's the same story on the 8th and 40th day, when those who have learned belatedly make up for lost time. Light attire, showing off slim waistlines, prominent backsides, the new braziers or the ones bought at the second-hand market, chewing sticks, wetted between teeth, white or flowered shawls, heavy smell of incense and of gongo, loud voices, strident laughter. And yet, we are told in the Quran that on the 3rd day, the dead body swells and fills its tomb. We are told that on the 8th, it bursts. And we are also told that on the 40th day, it is stripped. What then is the significance of these joyous institutionalized festivities that accompany our prayers for God's mercy? Who has come out of self-interest? Who has come to quench his own thirst? Who has come for the sake of mercy? Who has come so that he may remember? Tonight, Benito, my co-wife, will return to a Seka villa at last. Phew. The visits of condolence continue. The sick, those who have journeyed or have merely arrived late, as well as the lazy, come to fulfill what they consider to be a sacred duty. Child naming ceremonies may be missed, but never a funeral. Coins and notes continue to pour on the beckoning fan. Alone, I live in monotony, broken only by purifying baths, the changing of my morning clothing every Monday and Friday. I hope to carry out my duty fully. My heart concurs with the demands of religion, reared since childhood on their strict precepts. I expect not to fail. The walls that limit my horizon for 4 months and 10 days do not bother me. I have enough memories in me to reminisce upon, and these are what I am afraid of, for the smack of bitterness. May their evocation not soil the state of purity in which I must live. Till tomorrow.